What's up, all you nerds? My name's Leslie Smith. Welcome to the Nerdy Narrative. I like reading things, fantasy, sci-fi, horror, and manga, a little nonfiction. Oh, ring that bell, comment, like, subscribe. If you want to share it with your friends, that would be great. Hey! I like how you took over my chair when I got up to get my coffee, and you're gonna sigh at me? Like, this is not working for me, Milo. And in today's episode of fun, I am going to bring to you my weekly reading wrap-up. That is where I talk to you about all the books that I read, what I'm still reading, and what I plan to read next. But before we get into that, let me show you the book mail that I got this week. First up is Scattered Little Pieces by Wayne Fenlon. I've not read any of Wayne's works yet. I am very, very excited to get into this. I've never heard of this before, but the stories, this is a collection of stories. They're called Drabble. And what a Drabble story is, it is a story that is 100 words. That sounds really difficult to me. I mean, for me, if you hear me say, well, to make a long story short, yeah, that might mean it'll take me an hour to tell you rather than my usual 3. I can't imagine an author being able to condense a story to just 100 words. I am fascinated by this idea. I can't wait to read these. I know Brad Proctor has read this. There's just a little tiny blurb on the back about Scattered Little Pieces. It is a collection of 100-word stories of twists and unexpected endings. Funny, sad, poignant, shocking, and sometimes absurd. You'll want to read them twice. Sometimes little things are so much more. I can't agree more with that statement. There have been often times I picked up a little book and thought, how is this going to be a complete story? It's so tiny. But there are authors who just possess the extreme talent of saying so much in so few words, and it's still beautiful prose. So I am absolutely looking forward to working my way through Scattered Little Pieces. So I actually got another book from Sharon. I will have her channel linked below. She got her first video posted last week. I was so excited for her. Help me encourage her with her channel. Please check out Sharon's channel and give her some encouragement. But she sent me Fate of the Fallen by Kade, and what is absolutely hysterical, I sent her the same book. So when I got it and she's like, hey, did you get your book that I sent you? And I was like, yeah, it's really funny. And she's like, what's funny? And I'm like, wait till tomorrow, because I knew hers was going to arrive the next day. And so we shared a really good laugh over it. But this is one of the Shelf Space Book Club reads for the first quarter of 2021. So I am stoked. The next one I got is The City of Brass by an author whose name I'm not even going to try. This was sent to me by Stephanie from Miss Richards Reads. Oh my gosh. So this book is absolutely beautiful. I don't know if the camera picks up, but it's got like sparkly little sparkles in it. It's got a beautiful gold pattern that's just so intricate. I mean, I just couldn't stop looking at this book. The flop, look at that flop, y'all. Oh, yes. That smells so good. I added this one and its sequel to my wish list after watching Stephanie's review on the first 2 books. I am looking forward to reading the series so very much. I will have Stephanie's review linked below. So if you have some Christmas money that you want to burn, and this next one is just really extra special. This one is from Penny, and it is the first book in the Of Blood and Bone trilogy by John Gwynne, A Time of Dread. Y'all, I am so ready to get myself back into the Blasted Lands. I can hardly stand it. John Gwynne is one of my favorite new authors that I discovered in 2020, and I knew that I was going to be reading this trilogy in 2021, and Penny was so sweet and sent me the first book. Y'all, I just can't explain to you when I opened that box and saw this cover. Oh my gosh. It's just so perfect. It's just so perfect. You know, I do believe Amazon said, let's get into the Christmas spirit with these bookworms. Let's infuse a little Christmas tree scent into these books. Oh, yes. The next one is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. This one was sent to me by my book buddy, Vish, with Books with V. Y'all, I don't typically get into a whole lot of thrillers, and Vish said this is one of her favorite thrillers. So I cannot express to you the fact that, one, somebody got me a book, because you cannot go wrong getting me a book. Secondly, the fact that Vish got me a book that was her favorite, that she wants me to read. I mean, I love reading books that are one of my friends' favorites, because you know you're gonna have a great conversation about it. Oh, good Lord. No, 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 no. You do not get sniffed. Ooh. That smells like drugstore old white lady perfume. I can't get over the thoughtfulness in this pile. The next one I got is Never Die by Rob J. Hayes. This is a self-pub author. You guys know on this channel, we love our independent authors. We want to support them, encourage them, help them, and just give them a platform on which they can shine. And this is one of those. This one is from Katrina. She is from Shelf Space, one of my little loves over there. I've heard about this one, but what really got this one on my radar, Elliot Brooks and Jessie May are going to have this one as one of their buddy reads for 2021 that I want to take part in. And I am just absolutely stoked. So the next four were delivered without a note. So I don't know who you are. So whoever you are, please let me know so I can thank you properly. But the first one is Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. And I actually changed up my reading order for the Cosmere. I'm going to start with Elantris next month in January. Holy freaking smokes. That is the most perfect paperback flop I have ever seen in my whole entire life. Oh man, this is such a good size. No sense. Really? I can't wait to read this. This one is gonna be such a comfy read. I am really looking forward to learning more about the Cosmere. So yes, thank you whoever sent this to me. So, and then the next three books are the Powder Mage trilogy. So somebody sent me the entire Powder Mage trilogy in paperback. And I am so freaking thankful because these covers are absolutely beautiful. The first one, Promise of Blood, is actually one that Shelf Space buddy read in December. I had picked up the trilogy on Kindle because it was only $9.99 and I just couldn't pass it up knowing it was a buddy read. And of course, I decided to continue the trilogy. I've heard so many good things about it from Tyler and Ramsey that I knew I was going to love the series and continue it. And as a lot of you know, my favorite reading method is physical book. And I am so excited to continue my journey through this series in physical format because somebody was kind enough to send these to me. Guys, all of you, Katrina, Vish, Sharon, Stephanie, guys, thank you so much for sending me these books. I love them. I will treasure them. Thank you. Alright, now that we got book mail and book miss out of the way, let's talk about what all I read last week. Manga mornings have continued as I've been working my way through Fullmetal Alchemist that I've been buddy reading with Stephanie from Miss Richards Reads, Vish with Books with V, and Una from the Codex Cantina. Y'all, I just can't say it enough. This manga turned out to be the perfect choice to read during the holiday season. I love the characters. I love their relationship with one another. So the two main characters are brothers, Ed and Al, and they're so cute and they care about each other so much. Their strong bond and relationship just gives you that warm, cozy feeling that just makes it, that just really gets emphasized this time of year. So I love this series. I love the humor in it. It's been so much fun to buddy read it with my friends. It will be coming to a close next week. I think we've got about 6 volumes left, so I'm a little sad to say goodbye, but also excited to see how the series ends. So also this week, I read a short story. I read Dream of a Young Tsar. It is a Russian Christmas story from the collection A Very Russian Christmas. This is part of a read-along that is being hosted by Christy Lewis from Dostoevsky in Space and the Codex Cantina. And if you missed it, I actually was invited to do a live stream with those 2 channels. It was so much fun. I will definitely have that in the cards above and linked down below if you would like to check it out. We talked about the 3 stories that had been covered on the Codex Cantina's channel up until that date. So if you want to hear a little bit of a recap and just us talking about different Christmas traditions, please give that a watch. So that wraps up all of my completed reads for the week. Let's talk about what I'm still currently reading. I had started Dune. I'm still working on it. I am 324 pages in. It got so good. In fact, right after I updated you guys last week, and I was like, you know, this is much better taken in small chunks, blah, blah, blah. Holy smokes, you know, as soon as I recorded that afternoon, I picked it back up and I couldn't put it down. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna read, you know, 20 pages. No, it hit a really, really good part. I'm really enjoying this book so much. I think what I love most about it is what isn't written. The characters do so much of their communication that is not audible. It's not conversation. The characters will be talking to one another, but certain characters will communicate with other characters using body language or speaking in code, and it's just so interesting. It's so full of intrigue. You know, there's a couple of plot points I thought I saw where they were going. I was completely wrong, and I love to be wrong when I'm reading a book. I don't mind predictability. I don't mind that at all. But what I do love is when I get fooled, and especially when it's just done so very well. I am over halfway through this one. I do hope to be wrapping it up in the next few days. Right now, it is a very solid 4-star read for me. I don't expect that to change. As I continue to make my way through the story, I don't expect the rating to go down, but it still could possibly go up. I'm not saying it's not going to end up being a 5-star, but right now it is a solid 4-star. And the other book that I am still currently working on is my Secret Santa read. This is the one that I'm reading for my Secret Santa booktuber. The review will be up on Monday. You know, of course I had to pick a chunker, and it is so good. It's so good. Do you know how hard it is to read a book this fantastic and I can't talk about it with anybody? Like, I've been voxering with Michael Nip and I'm trying to talk in code because he's part of the secret booktuber thing. I've been trying to talk in code. I'm about to die. I've been messaging my bookseller Lizzie because I just have to talk about this book. Guys, I'm not even quite halfway through, but it is already a 5-star for me. It was a 5-star before I was even a quarter of the way through. And I need to tell you about it because I'm just floored. And when you find out who wrote it, you're going to be floored. Like, I'm going to be eating some crow for this one. So keep your eyes open. December 21st is when all of these reviews for the Secret Booktubers will be dropping. Those are the 2 books that I am still currently reading. Let's talk about what is next on deck for me. Well, as I mentioned earlier, I will be continuing and finishing my journey through Fullmetal Alchemist. I am so sad to say goodbye, but I do believe this is one that I'm going to have to watch the anime once I finish. I've said this like 2 weeks in a row now, but my next read once I finish the mystery book or Dune will be Senlin Ascends by Josiah Bancroft. And I really had expected to get into it this past week, but I mean, I've just been so slammed, and I wanted to be able to visit my family without having to worry about editing or anything like that. So I've been scrambling, trying to basically film, edit, and upload 3 weeks worth of videos so that I can travel and then come back and rest a few days and then start fresh. So my reading declined just a little bit. I still read pretty much my usual average, but I wanted to binge out Dune and The Secret Book. Well, I almost said it. But that'll take care of my reading wrap up and what all I read and what I'm still reading and what I plan to read next. I hope you are all doing well. I hope you have all managed to finish your Christmas shopping. Everything is wrapped. You're ready to go for Christmas. You're just sitting back and enjoying it. I still haven't finished my Christmas shopping. I actually only bought my niece one present, and then I bought a whole bunch of Bookmas for my bookish friends, which are in all various stages of delivery depending on where in the country they live. You know, it's so much easier to buy books for people than to buy presents for people. And as always, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for watching and being a part of the Nerdy Narrative family. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.